we had to render how does it feel to be stuck in an earthquake situation under the rubble. So we used the frames in the frames. So you can see in the movie that the main character, progressively, she also gets stuck in the frame.
My name is Guillaume Giovanetti.
And I'm Çağla Zencirci.
And we've been co-directing films for the last 22 years.
Merhaba, ben Arzu.
Abla Allah aşkına bana yardım et. Abla kurtar beni ne olur, hiçbir şey göremiyorum.
Kimsin sen?
Telefon elimde kırıldı. Her yer çok karanlık abla. Sadece tekrar arayabiliyorum. Allah'ını seveyim, kurtar beni lütfen.
Sen demin aradın değil mi? PlayStation konuştuk seninle. Nerede arkadaşların?
Bilmiyorum.
It's the story of an erotic phone call operator in Turkey, in Ankara in 1999. She's talking to clients all night long about sexual or also psychological issues, but that very precise night there is a terrible earthquake happening in Istanbul, which is 5 kilometers away, and one of her clients calls her back. He says he's under the rubble of his building, he needs help, and she decides to save him, but her only tool is her voice and her phone. The trigger was unfortunately that terrible earthquake that happened in 2023 in southeast Turkey. We just observed it with broken hearts, and we just observed that the consequences were very similar to the big earthquake of '99 in Istanbul, even though almost 25 years had passed. We decided to tackle that subject, but we didn't want to show any images of earthquake because it would be weird.
It's a very, on an ethical point of view, we thought that it wasn't really the thing to do, to show archive images or create like fictional images of the horror that can represent an earthquake.
Yes.
You can never understand what it is unless you have been through. And all over the world there are people still traumatized by the earthquake and the afterwards of the earthquake. So we really wanted to have a setup that will allow us to avoid to show those images. So you know that playing everything on the sound and leaving the audience to imagine what could happen on the other side of a telephone was actually seemed to us like a good idea.
Kimseyi göremiyorum. Her şey bir anda çöktü. Şimdi her yer çok karanlık abla.
Bana bak, eğer beni kafalıyorsan oraya gelir bacaklarını ayırırım seni.
Lütfen,
Anladın mı?
Lütfen inan bana. Bağırıyorum, kimse cevap vermiyor abla. Yemin ediyorum sana.
Bir çocuk enkaz altında olduğunu söylüyor.
Allah.
Yok be, telefon şakası.
Hayır, lütfen kapatma abla, ne olur. Nefes alamıyorum abla.
Of course, people nowadays experience that earthquake of 2 years ago, but it was more interesting for us to talk about the first earthquake because many people didn't experience that one. You did experience it when you were in Turkey.
I was in
then.
Ankara. That's why actually we are putting the setup in Ankara, because Istanbul was very severely hit. In Ankara we just felt something. It was in the middle of the night, 3 o'clock in the morning, and some people were sleeping. And it's only when people woke up that we realized there was a terrible thing happening in Istanbul right now. So that's why the setting of Ankara was the good choice too.
Anne çok korkuyorum.
Alo. Alo, orada mısın? Alo, beni duyuyorsun değil mi? Beni duyuyor musun? Alo.
Saadet Işılaksoy was the perfect choice for us. She is a great actress. We know that she can really compose different characters on the image, and also we needed someone that has such a magnetic look that you cannot take your eyes off of her. So she was the perfect choice for it, and that now that we see it on big screen, we were right. Our casting is good.
Değerli basın mensupları, bugün
bir
burada
susun kızlar ya.
ülkemizin başkentinde tarihi bir operasyonun detaylarını paylaşmak için toplandık. Gözaltına alınan şahıslar tutuklama talebiyle suç ceza hakimliğine sevk edilmişlerdir. Ele geçirilen uyuşturucu maddeler ise kabahatler kanunu ve Türk Ceza Kanunu çerçevesinde muhafaza altına alınmışlardır.
Üst düzey yetkililerden bahsediyorsunuz. İsim verebilir misiniz lütfen?
Sizi ilk kez görüyorum. Kiminle müşerref alıyorum acaba?
Benimle müşerref ol ve benimle.
Öncelikle operasyon...
Bayılıyorum bu bademe ya.
We had to render how does it feel to be stuck in a earthquake situation under the rubble. So we used the frames. We used the frames in the frames. So you can see in the movie that the main character, progressively, she also gets stuck in the frames. So that was the first thing. And in order to render the intensity of what's happening on the other side of the telephone line, we did not record only Saadet Işılaksoy. We also recorded the other actors. So the other actors on the other side of the phone, they are also on set. They are there, they are speaking. So this is not just a repetition of dialogues. There's interaction between the actors. We have two actors who came on set knowing they will never show their faces. So it's a huge thing for actors too. But I think the dynamic and the place that we have given to them in order to improvise if they wish created the whole.
Yani pezevenk taklidi yapıyor ama iyi çocuk işte. Hiç benzemiyor değil mi? Ama işte bu kağıt kürek işlerinden hiç anlamıyor. Ben bakıyorum o işlere. Geçen sene mevzuat değişti. Şirketin manyak gibi vergi borcu var. Bunun haberi yok. Bir şey olmaz sana. Sen istersen buradan emekli bile olabilirsin. Ama bundan nasıl sikilecek?
We did a lot of research before writing the actual script. We even met some people who used to be phone operators. We used to meet people who were dealing with special aspects of such conversation, like the S&M conversation at the beginning of the film. We met one of those ladies who were making such conversations or such appointments.
We made research, and with the actress we also went to see those people and repeat with them. So they were correcting also our dialogue, saying, maybe you should say it that way here. And yeah, a lot of research. And also it took us a lot of time, and we just realized that we were gathering information about the hotlines throughout like long years, because we have met people who had worked or were working on in hotlines in the States, in Japan, then in Turkey. And when you are hearing those stories and making this research, you just realize that even the countries and the cultures are very different when it comes to anonymous people talking to hotline operators. You can start to see similarities actually. The conversations, what's going on, the impact on the hotline operators are so similar. So we said, okay, let's elaborate something about it.